Hello, Wildcats. Welcome to art. My name is Mrs. Gill, and I'm going to be your art teacher. There are many things that I like, but my favorite thing is reading. Obviously, I love art, and I like a lot of different colors, but my favorite colors are the colors of the rainbow. I love to eat cookies too. There are many things we're going to be doing in art, but before we start, we know that there are rules all over the school, so the art room also has rules. Number one rule will be to respect each other. This is the most important rule all over the school. Number two, properly use supplies, tools, and materials as demonstrated. Before each lesson, I will show you how to use your materials. Number three, come prepared to work. Sit in your assigned seat. It might seem kind of boring, but it is important that we sit in our assigned seats. This way it's easier for me to learn your names and to remember where you're supposed to be sitting. Number four, clean up after yourself. This is really important even if you are doing remote learning at home. Don't forget to clean after you've been doing your art. Number five, be creative and use your imagination. This is extra important. Remember that your artwork is your own, so always try to be original. Now, what materials are you going to be needing? For the first few days of school, you will bring your own pencil box to art. This way, you will not have to share any materials. You don't have to buy anything extra. You will bring the materials listed on your school supply list. For example, pencils, crayons or markers, erasers, scissors, and a glue stick. All of this is listed in the Comala ISD website under GFES school supply list. If you're doing remote learning, you will need the same exact supplies. And you can add any other art supplies that you would like to, like paint or oil markers or oil pastels. Remember, if you are not doing remote learning, you don't need to buy any extra materials. This is an example of how the supply list looks on the website. When you are looking for it, you can Google Goulding Fraser Elementary School Supplies and you will find this page. Now, what would you learn in art class? We're going to learn many different things, but mainly we're going to learn about the elements of art. These elements are the building blocks of art. They're the ingredients of art. Also, we're going to learn about the principles of design. The principles of design represent how the artist uses those elements of art. And we're going to learn about art appreciation. Art also teaches many important skills and qualities, like listening, observing, and responding to multiple perspectives. We're going to talk a lot about art history, like famous artists or art techniques. Artists become famous either for their unique style or the characteristics that exude in their work of art. And art techniques is just the different ways that people can make art. We're going to learn about art from around the world. Our philosophy here in GFS is pride, which means personal responsibility, respect, integrity, determination, and excellence. In art, we're going to have three different parts from that. The mission of art is going to be to create art with purpose. Our vision is going to be that art is an experiment. That means there are no mistakes. And our values are that always do your best. GFES pride. Now, what about safety? We talk so much about safety these days. Now, all staff will be required to wear a face covering or face shields when the staffing measures cannot be maintained. That means that if you are doing face-to-face school, you will probably see me wearing a mask like this. I'm going to take it off now so you can hear me better. Now, students regardless of age or grade level are required to wear a face covering. Some students under the age of 10, will need to wear this face covering if their parents or guardian determine that it's developmentally appropriate for them to do so. All visitors must wear a face shield or face covering when social distancing cannot be maintained. This is really important. Now, just to end, I wanted to leave you with a quote of one of my favorite artists, which is Vincent van Gogh. I am always doing what I cannot do yet in order to learn how to do it. In art, there are going to be, like I said, there are going to be no mistakes. We're going to try to have fun every time and to learn new things. Now, I can't wait to teach you art. I'll see you pretty soon. Bye.
Hi, and welcome to Music with Mrs. Lopez. About me. I really like tacos. I love watching baseball. I love to jam, to dance, and to listen to music. And my favorite instrument is a ukulele. Rules are simple in the music class. Number 1, be safe. Number 2, follow directions the first time. Number 3, let others learn and be creative. Number 4, be sweet to others always. Number 5, above all, have fun. 5th grade after school strings class. Info. GFES offers guitar and or violin lessons after school. Violin classes will be held Mondays and Tuesdays. Guitar classes will be held Wednesdays and Thursdays. All of those classes will be held from 3:15 to 4:15 p.m. There will be no transportation services offered, so you must pick your child up at 4:15. If you are an online learner, please email me for information at jessica.lopez@comalisd.org. If you are an in-person learner, you will get paperwork the first week of class. What will I learn in music, you ask? Good question. You will learn how to be creative. You're going to learn to listen to and appreciate all types of music. You'll read, write, and create your own music. We will play instruments and sing when it's time. And you'll learn to be part of an ensemble and to be a soloist. Pride characteristics at GFES. Personal responsibility, respect, integrity, determination, and excellence. Safety at GFES. To protect ourselves, we will be wearing face coverings. One of my favorite quotes says, "The fact that children can make beautiful music is less significant than the fact that music can make beautiful children," by Cheryl Lavender. Hope to see you soon.
Hello, everybody. My name is Coach Kimbrough. Whether you know me or you don't know me, if this is your first year at Goodwin-Fraser or your sixth year at Goodwin-Fraser, my name is Coach Kimbrough, and I'm going to be your PE teacher this year. So I'm super, super excited for this year. It's going to be weird, but it's going to be great. I've been working hard, and I hope that I can give you the absolute best PE experience that you can. So I'm here for you, whether you're online or in person. I'm going to be in charge of your PE, and it's going to be a great year. So let's get started, just so you know some things about PE for this year. This is the About Me page, so you can learn about who I am, because I think that always helps people do better if you know who it is that you're talking about. My name's Coach Kimbrough, like I said. I'm the PE teacher. People call me Coach. This is my 4th school year at Goodwin-Fraser. I started the middle of a year, and then we had a weird last year ending, but this is my 4th school year to be a part of, so I consider it my 4th year. My interests, I'm super into Lord of the Rings, superheroes, Pokemon, comic books, video games. I'm a big nerd outside of school. I was born and raised in a town called Orange, Texas, which is about 5 hours from here. It's a pretty small town. It's all the way near Louisiana. My dad is a lawyer out there. My mom is a teacher. She teaches 3rd grade out there. My brother is a doctor right up the road in Austin, and I graduated from Texas State University. So I grew up far away from here, but I went to Texas State. I have a whole bunch of family in San Antonio, so I'm very comfortable in this area. This area is home to me. Uh, Many of you remember Coach Gabe from last year. Coach Gabe is back again this year, so that's awesome that our team is still together. People, know him, or you'll get to know him. Coach Gabe will still be around and everything. So I just wanted to make sure, in case you were wondering about that. And then my life down there at the bottom, I just love spending time with my family and my friends. I love getting to go play basketball whenever I can. And then, of course, that adorable little picture is my dog, Sophie. So that is something that changed while we were on our little break from school. Is I got a dog, and her name is Sophie. And I'm so happy to have her. She's amazing. So that's usually what I'm doing whenever I'm not here at school. Let's move on. So the rules of PE. These are things that you need to know. They're very basic, but this is just stuff that I feel I need to remind you of because it's been so long since you've been at school. So we are always respectful of each other. That means obviously you should be respectful to your classmates. That means I expect you to be respectful to me. But then, of course, I need to be respectful to you. So I'm not going to waste your time. I'm not going to be rude to you. We are all going to be respectful of each other. So that, number two, we are all here to learn from each other. If we respect each other, then we can learn from each other. I don't know every answer in the world. I think I know some cool ideas. I think I know some of the right answers, but I don't know the best way to do everything. So I come here every day wanting to learn new things from you, just from like talking to you or seeing the way you do something in an activity. I'm here to learn too. Number three, I expect you to push yourself every day. My hope is that you never do PE, whether it's at home or here, where you just kind of get through it really quickly so you can move on. I want it to be something where you get better. From the start to the end of it, push yourself to be better. Always wear the right thing to PE. Anytime, if you're a kid or you're an adult, anytime, you should always make sure you're wearing the appropriate things to do PE. If you're wearing tennis shoes, then you're ready to go. But it's an important part because it'd be like showing up for your class to take a test and you don't bring a pencil, and then your teacher doesn't have a pencil and you can't do it the right way. So just make sure that you come prepared with the right shoes. You have plenty of time to change in here if you need it. Be the best you can be. So be the best, the kindest person, be the best at running, be the best at being strong, be the best at everything that you possibly can be, because that's how you're going to push yourself and be better. The next one, special programs that we do here. Usually on a normal school year, I do fifth grade patrols, which is you have to apply for, and then you get accepted only if your teacher sign off on it. And it's a really cool way for, the older Wildcats to get to be responsible. For fourth and fifth grade, we do intramural sports. And I do not coach intramural sports here at Goodwin-Fraser. I did before. I do not coach because I'm in charge of the whole league for Canyon High School feeder pattern. So if you're going to play intramural sports at some point, then you'll see me on every single game day, but I'll be sitting over behind the desk helping keep score and helping everybody in this area get to play those sports. And then field day, that's something extra that I do too, is I try to figure out and create the best field day that we possibly can. And it's something I work on like all year long, and I try to make it the coolest thing that I possibly can. But this year, all of those things are big question marks. I want to do every single one of these things, but I don't know if we will be able to. I don't know how we will be able to. I'm working every day to try to figure it out. So if there's a chance that we can do it, guaranteed I'm going to do it. But these are some of the things that maybe if you're a younger student, you can look forward to in the future. What will you learn in this class? This is a question that a lot of people, I think, need the answer to, because a lot of people just think of it as gym where you go play games. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to teach you just like the teachers in your classroom. I'm here to teach you physical education. So what that means is that I'm going to teach you skills throughout the year of how to do different types of physical activities, whether it's, throwing, kicking, climbing, jumping, all of those things that require you to move. That's the type of stuff I'm teaching you. And then we're going to practice those skills over and over and over so you get better at them. I'm going to give you knowledge, which means that you're not only going to know how to do something, but you're going to know why it's important. You're going to know like the different parts of your body. You're going to know how you can keep yourself healthy right now and for the rest of your life. So not just the what you do, not just how you do it, but why you do it. And then the most important thing to me is there at the bottom, which is character. In this class, most important thing to me is I'm going to teach character of integrity, sportsmanship, all of that stuff is super, super important to me. How you treat each other, how you approach every single day to be the best version of yourself. And one big way that we're going to teach that is continuing row the boat. So some of these are a little bit different, but I'm happy to say that this is kind of what we are going to do from here on out. So Row the Boat is a big program that I do that I will talk about with you throughout the entire year of how we do things together, how we are in the boat together, and how we can move our boat forward together. These are the 6 things that we're going to talk about in class a lot. Row the boat, of course, GFES family, light the way, be elite, left, right, failing versus failure. So there's a lot of things to talk about with each one, but we will get there in class when the time is right. But another big thing that we do in all of Goodwin Fraser is pride. So this year we are putting a lot of focus on pride because whether you're here with us in the building or if you're at home, doesn't matter, you are a Wildcat, and we want all of our Wildcats to show Wildcat pride. And the pride stands for personal responsibility, respect, integrity, determination, and excellence. So you want to be a prideful person. You want to be full of all of these qualities because that is what we want out of our Wildcats. So every single day, you're trying to think, am I responsible for myself? Am I respectful of others? Do I have great integrity? Am I determined to have excellence? That is what we're about here at Goodwin Fraser. Doesn't matter who you are or where you come from, that's what we're going to focus on. What you need for PE this year. Always come prepare for the days that you have PE. So make sure whenever you find out what class you're in and your schedule and all of that, make sure you know what days you have PE, because it might be a day that it's cold outside and you want to wear boots. Make sure you bring tennis shoes with you so you can change into tennis shoes. If you're an online learner and you're going to do some physical activity, make sure you're wearing tennis shoes. Don't try to do it all barefoot or anything because you can get hurt that way. So we want to make sure that we are safe. And the number one thing is make sure you come prepared for water. If you're at home, awesome, you probably have tons of water available to you. If you are here on campus at Goodwin Fraser, we do not have access to the water fountains this year because of health guidelines. So make sure you bring a water bottle. That way, when you're near one of the water fill-up stations or you're at lunch or, to start your day from home, you have a container of water. You can get a plastic bottle for water for like $1. And it is so, so important because whenever we're here in the gym, we won't be able to get water at the water fountain. I have a spot for you to leave your water bottle where it's not near any other kids or any other kids' stuff. That way it'll be safe, but you have to make sure that you come prepared for that. Next, of course, the big thing is that we're going to talk about safety. So I kind of broke this down into 2 parts where that line is at. Number 1, for the whole entire Comal ISD school district. 2020-2021 safety. All staff will wear a face covering on campus whenever possible. So my job is to keep all of you safe. Doesn't matter when, my job is to keep all of you safe. Right now, what that means is wearing a face covering. That way we don't spread things to each other. That way one of us doesn't get sick. So for me, this is my face. This is what I look like. But most of the time on campus, I have chosen to wear what's called a gaiter, which means it pulls up right here. I put my glasses over the top, and so this is what you are probably going to see me look like a lot throughout the day. I have my nose and my mouth covered. I'll still be able to talk. You'll still be able to hear me, but this way I keep everybody else safe on campus. Also, all students, regardless of your grade level or age, will be required to wear a mask. That's so all of us can stay safe. That way we can move on. We can move past this as quickly, as safely as possible so we can get back to doing things the traditional Wildcat way. Now, that's everywhere in the school. Just a reminder, here in PE, there's a lot of questions of what that will look like. So in PE, we're still going to follow all those same guidelines and standards. According to TEA, which is the Texas Education Agency, they want me to be able to have outdoor physical education whenever I can. So that means if the weather allows for us, if it's not too cold, not too hot, not raining, then we will be outside, and I have a whole bunch of stuff planned for us to do outside. If we are inside, we are going to maintain that 6-foot distance. And here in the gym, I know it's really hard to see because of all of our chairs in here right now, but I have spots where you will be 6 feet apart from other students and actually further than 6 feet apart from other students. So according to the guidelines, what that means is that if you are in that spot where I will have you and we're physically active, that means if you are comfortable, you can take the mask off while we're exercising. So to be very clear, only if we follow all of those guidelines and we're past 6 feet apart from each other, then you can remove your mask if you feel comfortable with that to exercise. So we'll talk about all of that stuff here in person. If you're at home, awesome. Make sure that you're following the guidelines whenever you go outside. If you do have to come up here to Goodwin Fraser, this is what we are doing to keep every single one of us safe. So I have designed our curriculum to match this to where we still get to do a whole bunch of stuff in PE. You still get to learn a whole bunch, but it's as safe as we possibly can be right now. So everybody has kind of been adding a quote onto their thing. So I added this quote because it's my favorite quote. All that is gold does not glitter. Not all those who wander are lost. The old that is strong does not wither. Deep roots are not reached by the frost. That means that all that is gold does not glitter. So even something amazing means that it might not be that way every time. Not all those who wander are lost. If some people are, figuring out their way, it doesn't mean that they're a lost cause. It just means that they're figuring things out. The old that is strong does not wither. People who really dig deep and connect, it doesn't go away very easily. And then deep roots are not reached by the frost is my favorite thing. Whenever you build a strong relationship, doesn't matter what happens, you can stick through it. So that's my favorite quote. It is from Lord of the Rings, which is one of my favorite things. So I'm super happy to have that on here. Let's make this year amazing. That's the bottom line, whether you're at home, whether you're here, however you are in this world right now. Let's make this year the best year that we possibly can be. So our learning is going to look different. Our classes are going to look different. It doesn't matter. The most important thing about here at Goodwin Fraser is the people. And if we as a people decide to make this the most amazing year ever, that's all that matters. So let's get started on this year. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me. I'm usually always available. My email is grant.kimbrough@comalsd.org. I'm super, super excited for this school year. So let's do this, Wildcats.